Giovanni che prova ancora con Cassano, posizione regolare, grande controllo in velocità di Cassano in area di rigore, Cassano ancora rientra sul destro, Antonio Cassano, 2-1, abbiamo visto due grandissimi giovani. Che gol Fabio, che gol, lancio lungo.
All right, welcome to a brand new edition of the Staten Soccer Report. We had to show a little clip there of Antonio Cassano from years ago. Alongside me. What's going on, Vito? We got Vito Canetta alongside. Listen, Vito, we're on Facebook. We're on the Body page. We're on the Staten Soccer Report page, and we're also on YouTube tonight.
Okay.
So we're all over the place. Hopefully, we get the message out there. Yeah, well, we need that. We need to have some cheerleaders, right? So, like the Cosmos did back in the day, the Cosmo girls they called them. All right, that was good.
Honestly, I really sentiment. The past Steve Cohen, a good friend that worked for California, used to work for and Herman and he was on 6, unfortunately, we lost COVID.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Yeah, that's not good news, but we got some good news today. And as you can see behind me, the game is going on. Obviously, from this afternoon, New York City versus Portland, MLS Cup. Right. 7 years in existence. Right. New York City FC. And they got the job done, Well, yeah, listen, we're not comparing, all right? Listen, it's 26 years and counting for the Red Bulls. Obviously, if you're a supporter of New York City FC, you support them. You don't support the Red Bulls, but can't speak about them, all right? It's not about the Red Bulls tonight. It's about New York City. And I got to tell you, if you would have said to me in the beginning that they were going to win this thing in Portland, I would say, you must be nuts, because the atmosphere there, you know the history of that stadium. I believe it's 95 years old. Mm-hmm. They remodeled it, obviously, right? They had to update some things, but the stadium, there's a history there. Found out today through this telecast behind me. That's where Pele played his last game.
Oh, wow.
Okay. 1984, I believe, the Cosmos beat Seattle in their championship final. Mm-hmm. So a lot of history back there, all right, in Portland there, and like I said, if you ask me if they were gonna win this game today, of course I want them to. Obviously you could see I got the hat going, I got the jersey. I'm a fan of NYC. But it said, it's going to be tough, and that's what I did say to people, whoever I spoke to. It's going to be a tough game. The atmosphere, you got the army back there in the crowd. They call the army, right? The supporters. So, as far as the game went, I thought they controlled every bit of this game.
I turned on and I saw a little. And then, when I went shut back to the store, I told them we did time late when they could just move it.
Well, yeah, they scored a goal. I guess you can argue it was a foul. That if you saw Chanot, he was arguing with the referees probably 20 minutes after the foul happened. He got fouled in the box, and they did say that. The referees that they had on the telecast that it was a foul. But listen, you got to play. Yeah, no, I mean, and listen, it is what it is. And if they would have not, pulled through, either way, they played a great game, New York City. Okay? Yeah, I mean, look, and then so here's the situation, right? You're winning the game, 94 minutes, they score a goal on you. The game is tied. So normally you think it's a letdown, right? You think that the team would just, oh man, it's over, and they got all the momentum, with the supporters and all that, New York City did have about 3,000, supporters that traveled to Portland. So the place is going nuts, obviously. All right, fine. The first 15 minutes of the extra time, the overtime, Portland pretty much carried the play. And then once they took that break in between the intermission, in between the two overtimes, you got like a 2-minute break. The second 15 minutes, I thought New York City controlled the game again. And what they did for the whole 90 minutes, they actually possessed the ball. So they can't hurt you if you have the ball, right? So, and then, I was hoping, I never want penalty kicks. I really don't like them. Obviously, they beat New England on penalty kicks. They scored all 5 PKs. So I guess they felt confident with that. I don't like them at all. I'm glad that, they pulled through. Sean Johnson stopped 2. Now, don't forget, if you got a goalkeeper that's going to stop a couple of PKs, you're already advantage for you because you're stopping a couple. The other guy didn't stop any. He stopped 1, I'm sorry, yeah. And I thought that was a bad kick from the NYC player.
And Johnson is the former U.S. national goalkeeper.
He's still actually currently on the team. Not a starter, but he's a backup on the U.S. national team.
He's a backup.
Yeah, he's like a backup. They call it, yeah. He actually played in the last qualifying games. Not played, but he was on the roster. I don't think you're going to see him play unless it's an emergency situation. But yeah, I'm just looking at some of the comments. But
you think European might want to go after Tottenham?
Say it again.
You think the European club has their eye on Sean?
Well, they just re-signed him.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's not going anywhere. They re-signed him, which was a small move on their part.
They got Messi coming in more, but when? I think Messi, he wins the league and he wins the World Cup.
Right.
There's really nothing to do. Just come over.
Yeah, I don't know when, he's probably got another season after this one in Paris. I don't think he's going to leave after this season. I mean, it'd be nice. I'd like to see it, but I just don't see it happening.
Well, we did get some young, like 30.
Right. Yeah, so.
They gotta push it.
Oh, there it is. Right there.
Got a big missing.
Right. Well, getting back to this New York City win, now the biggest thing, right, Vito, is a stadium. The CEO, right, of this team, flew down. I think he was overseas somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, he flew down. He was at the game today. Again, they got to figure it out. It's going on 8 years, right? You got to figure this thing out. And then in the background of as you can see, one of the fans, and this is disgusting, threw a can at one of the players after the goal was scored. There's a beautiful goal right there. There it is. And this Castellanos guy, let me tell you, I don't know how he's not playing on one of the top teams in the world, and we can name a few of them. Look at that. That's a beauty.
Sounds good.
Castellanos is Argentinian. Again, I mean, if he's not called up on the Argentinian team, for the World Cup, they're nuts. This guy is a threat. All right, every time he scores, just about every game. He led the league in MLS, and I know MLS is not as like the European league, but still, he's worth taking a look at. No, you got to take a look at that. Oh, here's the play right there where a fan threw a can right into his face.
Yeah.
That's uncalled for. I don't care who you're supporting. I mean, so we're not here for that stuff. We're here to play a game. Look at it.
And then at the end, stuck up the finger, and they were
You know what? I missed that. My daughter told me about that, but I missed it. I turned away. And it's just unsportsmanlike. It's just, listen, if we would have lost the game, we lose the game. That's it. I mean, it's just a game at the end of the day. There's no need for that can being tossed and more bottles. That was not the
John.
first can. There was more stuff.
Yeah, for them. But I was thinking Mario Pelli eventually would be a great MLS on the road.
Yeah, I welcome him. He could have came here a couple of years ago. He could have
Yeah.
came down here, you know. But again,
I think big star.
yeah. Well, the MLS is you know is trying to. They have another league starting up now, I believe. So yeah, it's like a youth league, you know. They're building bridges to get up to the MLS, you know, which is good also.
You know, look at you guys. Kavan, Ikai, or Rowdy. I can't believe I can't do something like that.
Yeah, did they play today? I don't even know. I was too
They
focused.
talk. Then it's
Really?
then it's English.
I was too focused on this game here today.
I know.
You know, I was doing this. I was really focused just on watching this, and I'll catch up, I guess, later on or tomorrow with the other teams. But so the big thing,
Remember, we had Kavan, we had Roberto Martoni, we had Andrea.
yeah,
We gotta do that again. Need, you know, superstar to really be back.
yeah. Well, look. So now, New York City wins a championship. All right. Now they're in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So they're going to be playing. It's not the same as the European Champions
No,
League.
no, no.
It's the South American one, right? It's the
Yeah.
South America.
Mexico.
Mexico. I think they pretty much dominate most of right,
Yeah.
the teams. All right. So I'd love to see them. I mean, we don't do well against. See, that's the thing with this league. I mean, that's how you could judge the league. If you're winning Champions Leagues, right? If any of these clubs, it could be anybody, as long as somebody from the MLS is winning the Champions League, then you could say, okay, we're not, like I always call them, the Mickey Mouse League, right?
Absolutely.
New
In
York,
order for a team in MLS to win FIFA
right?
best club, you know, they did that the FIFA club.
Yeah.
If you don't bring the superstar, you're not going to do that.
Yeah, I get it, and I mean, don't forget they have a cap, all right? So there's a salary cap. Every team has a cap, which you say what you want. I don't like it.
You know, I think it's a lot of shit because US the richest in the world, and just being they wanted if they wanted high political they done. So what's it not doing?
Yeah, I don't like the cap. So, you know, the cap is probably going to keep some players away. You know.
Oh, John, January the year, Brendan and T. Carver are going to be WFA. They're going to be T and T.
Where are they going to be?
WFA.
Oh, okay.
T. He's still into yeah, he's New York. Who knows? One day we're going to be somewhere.
Well, hey, listen. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We just keep doing this.
That would be WF. Welcome to Duke and
And this guy here, Morales, he's some player too. And you know, these guys, these announcers on these these games, they think they know it all. I mean, they're saying that they're saying he was hurt, he couldn't move. The guy played the whole game and with overtime. You know, you don't underestimate anyone's heart. You know, the guy wasn't. I mean, he looked like he was banged up, but he played.
How about Muhammad? Eventually, tearing it up.
Yeah, I have no problem with him either. Of course, you know.
I think Robert Lewandowski is good too. Played in the
yeah. Yeah, you know, I don't. I thought he should have won the best player.
won.
You know, Yeah, I would have definitely picked him to win it. But on with that.
Well, January 16th, John is the total world player now.
Right.
The
All
next
right. There goes Gio
Saturday.
right behind me. They're interviewing him at halftime. Now he beat New York City 3 times. He's 3-0 against them when he used to coach the Cosmos. But obviously he got the loss today. Yeah, they
Cosmos.
Say it again.
When he coached Cosmos,
Yeah, they played. This is when the Cosmos played at the MCU Park in Coney Island.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he coached the Cosmos, and they played against NYCFC in some tournament. It might have been. It was a tournament. It wasn't during the league because MLS doesn't have the Cosmos in it. Why, I don't know. That's another. We could do a whole show on that.
Cosmos. Eventually, you got to MLS.
Well, if you listen to the commission, and he was on live, I believe Wednesday or Thursday, and I kept commenting on there to bring back the Cosmos. They totally ignored the question. I'm like, why don't you talk about the Cosmos? Why don't you bring them back? No answer. No response from the commissioner or anybody else at the MLS.
John, it would so much to the MLS with all the G's and all that.
It's a no-brainer. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. They should definitely bring the name back because the name.
Look at how you got the Island, the Devil, and the Buffalo.
Right. And you know what? If they have to share a stadium in Harrison, so be it. You know?
Where do you the future stadium be?
Well,
like
in the beginning, they had mentioned that they were going to do something to Staten Island, possibly, right? In the beginning. But I don't think you could move it out of the Bronx, probably, because there's supporters there now, right? I mean, maybe Queens, right by, City Field.
Yeah.
Around in that area. That's not too far from the Bronx. So I think that would be a good spot. I'd go to Queens. I don't think I went to the Bronx once to see PLO when he was on the team. But maybe in Queens,
How about Long Island?
No, Long Island, that's just for the Islanders. Let the fish sticks have Long Island. No, I don't think Long Island would be good. But, don't forget, they built the fan base already in the Bronx.
Yeah.
And now don't forget this past or another, New York City played in Harrison, right? I worked a lot of those games, and they only got about 1,000 fans. So the supporters didn't travel to New Jersey. So you got to try and keep this. If they're going to build a stadium, close to the Bronx. If it's not in the Bronx, like Queens, and they could take a train there. You jump on the train like the Mets and the Yankees when they play the series, right? The Subway Series. Where do they jump on? The 7 train or the 4, whatever it is? Right. It's a train right away instead of traveling from the Bronx to to Harrison. Although the pad train is there. There is the pad train right by the stadium in Jersey. But I think it's easier going from the Bronx to Queens.
They've been sick in and out of the house.
Where? Who?
Pele. In and out of the house.
Yeah, but he's been, the last message I saw, he was doing good, thankfully. So, I'm sure he was watching the game today because that was his last, he played his last game in that stadium. So I'm sure he was watching that. Hey, listen. MLS, they're bringing in Charlotte. All right, so they're growing. What it is. It's going to be 29 teams. How many teams does City A have?
City A got 20.
20. See, we're already going to be about. They're looking to add Vegas next year. Not next year. The year after. I'm already thinking next season. They're looking to add Vegas in, say, 23. Okay? And now you're going to 30. So now you got 10 more teams than the European leagues have, right?
That's true. but it doesn't. You need the quality.
Right. Well, Vito, the more teams you have, the less quality you're gonna have.
Yeah.
You get watered down teams, and you're playing like college players. You know, I mean, which is not a bad thing, but still, the more teams, the less quality. So,
What are they looking for to bring them back to the song? Is that really have?
well, look, the problem with this league is they're playing in the wrong time of the year. Number one. Maybe if they change that. Now, look, they already spoke about next season. They have to end before November
Yeah.
because of the World Cup. So they have to start in February, right? Now, you're going to go in February and hope that there's no snowstorms in the Bronx or in Jersey.
They have the schedule out. And they schedule out. MLS 22.
Yeah. Or what you do is you build stadiums with a dome, like Atlanta. And then you have no problems in New York. Then you can play all year round. And you can even have it. Well, see, what I like about soccer is you play the championship game at the team with the better record. Portland had one more point than New York City. Otherwise, this game is in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I like that. I like that where, you know, this game could have been played today right here, which today the weather was good. It wasn't bad. No snow.
Who's the best player? And international, would you say that?
Well, the best international player, the biggest name, all right, we're going to go by name only, is Chicharito.
Oh, yeah.
And he's in L.A., and they didn't even make the playoffs. So that's a disappointment. That's a disappointment for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But he's their biggest name.
But he's team for one.
Say it again? He's on L.A.
He's been on the next national.
Oh, yeah, well, again, he's older. He's an older player, you know, and yeah, it's a young man's game. You know?
Yeah.
The Mexico, well, they got their own problems right now trying to beat the U.S. You know, besides building a wall, they can't beat the U.S. So.
Canada group very tough.
Well, Canada, you know, Canada's playing great. You can't knock them for what they're doing. But the United States blew that game against Jamaica. All right, it's all on. Canada's in first place because the United States laid an egg in Jamaica.
But Canada is much.
Oh yeah, absolutely, they're improved. But at the end of the day, okay, the United States will beat Canada. All right, when it's all said and done, if it's for the World Cup or if it's any big, well, we beat them already 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
If it's for anything big, the United States has to beat them. Okay, we just. When?
Yeah.
When will they qualify?
When was this time needed?
Oh man, you got to go back. I don't even know.
Long.
It's been a long time. You're probably talking 30 years. Okay, that's how long it's been. And not in recent memory have they made the World Cup. Okay, so and they're pushing this now, and they have to because they're going to play the games there. They're playing a few games in Canada, right? When we share it in a couple of years.
Yeah.
So they have to push this team to be good. They have to get good players. They have to push it between them and the women's team. So they have to push soccer, although Canada is really not known for their soccer. So
the next soccer is getting picks automatic.
Right.
African Ireland is going to get.
Now I think they got the they got a tournament going on right now. Qatar's in that tournament.
I don't know.
Yeah, they got a FIFA tournament going on. They played yesterday, Qatar. They were winning 2-0.
What is it?
Is it the Asian Cup?
Okay.
Yeah, normally, a year before the World Cup, they play a tournament in the host country.
That's the
Right. I don't know if it's called the same. I don't think it's that.
No, they scrapped it. It'll come.
Scrapped it. Yeah. But they're playing now. They're playing right now. So I seen it yesterday.
Well, the draw for African playoffs will be better than the draw.
Well, there he is behind me right there. The commissioner. I mean, again, the coward that wouldn't really respond to bringing back the Cosmos and stuff like that. At least give them an answer. Why? You know, they don't even respond to to fans when they say, we want to see the Cosmos back in the MLS. All right. Well,
now it's going to be, I hear, LA Galaxy eventually.
Yeah. Well, so New York City's path to the championship. They beat Atlanta, right? Then they went on the second game. They beat, was it New England? They faced New England, right? They beat them. It felt like forever by the time that game got going because of the yeah, that international break. There was a break in between the playoff games. So they beat Bruce Arena's team, the best team in the league. So you're sitting here, you're the best team in the league, and then New York City comes and beats you in penalty kicks. And then they went out and beat Philly in Philly. Right, they had one playoff home game, which was Atlanta, and then Philadelphia. I think they had like 9 players out with COVID, so that might have helped New York get by them. Who knows, right? Who knows? But I think the way they've been playing, I think they would have beaten anybody anyway, New York City. And then they come to Portland, and they beat Portland in Portland. I mean, they deserved it. They deserved this cup. They won 3 straight road games.
Yeah.
New England, number one team in all year. Then you go to Philly. You know how Philly is in every sport, and their fans. All right, they're rowdy as And then you come to Portland, Soccer City, they're calling it.
Yeah.
So I think it's well deserved. One of those championships where they actually earned it.
You earned the ticket.
Yeah, and I had the. I'll call it. I was really lucky to see a lot of their games this year because they played in Harrison, and I was. Really Say it again.
Are they due parade?
For what? I didn't hear the last part. Are they due?
New York and New York a champion parade.
Well, that's a good question. Is it going to happen? The incoming mayor. Wish them good luck. He says, go chop down some timber. But the current mayor, haven't heard a peep out of him. He's just too busy giving mandates out. Another de Blasio, Bozo, I call him. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with that.
You give any New York team the job.
They got to get a parade. They got to get a parade. They're a city team. They're a city team. If they don't get it with this guy, with this clown in here, they'll get it January 1st when the new mayor comes in, because I know he likes soccer. Or at least he wished them good luck. He acknowledged them.
Yeah.
De Blasio didn't do nothing. It's a family show. I don't want to curse. So. All right. I guess we pretty much put a wrap on it. Great job by New York City FC. Hey, listen, now they're in the Champions League. Let's see what we could do out of that. Hopefully we could go far, and with any luck, maybe win that thing. Boy, if they could win that, it'd be nice. And then it's all about defending the cup next season, which is going to happen in a couple of months. February they're playing.
Yeah.
Because of the World Cup. So, and then I think the biggest thing for them is to get that stadium done. Get that stadium done. They deserve, now that you're champions, they deserve to play in a soccer stadium, not a baseball stadium.
If Marathon was playing on a professional level, I could see him playing in a
Right. And I don't normally wear hats, Vito, but I had this hat here. I bought it a long time ago when I went to see them. And
come down to the soccer stadium. You're such a big fan.
yeah, you got to let me know when he gets the championship stuff. I'll buy it. I definitely want to get a hat or a shirt. I definitely want to get a NYC championship shirt.
Okay.
All right, so let's touch on a couple of things, and we're already 30 minutes in. How time flies when you're having fun. Body, another tremendous game. I think tomorrow they must win. They dropped.
They do.
Avellino was. They dropped. They scored a late goal and they dropped 2 points.
That was on my.
Right. So yeah, we switch it to body with the background, and well, they didn't play Palermo yet. They played them, I believe, in 2 weeks. Well, next weekend, not this weekend. Next weekend. Body plays tomorrow, and we need to really get on somebody here. We can add another person on. We have to get somebody from Italy on here. Maybe Dario, if he's free. Let me see if I can change this to red. We're talking about, hey, we're going now. We're all red. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely, Body needs a win, and let's go over some scores from Serie A before. Let's see what we got here. They played today, right? I'm sure.
Yeah.
Let's pull this up. Well, who needs a studio when you got this? Yeah. Well, here's a hockey update. The Devils lead 2-1 over the Islanders. All right, Serie A. Today, Saturday, Fiorentina, one of your teams, right? 4-0.
He scored.
And of course, well, look, we already know Juventus has had, it's got problems. But I think the upset of the day was Milan tying 1-1. On the Daisy Milan 1-1. All right, so that's a surprise.
Surprise.
Yeah. So what happens with these teams? See, that's what happens. It was probably a sleeper of Milan, right? They thought they could just show up. So now they're 3 points ahead of Napoli. So Napoli wins tomorrow, and they're tied for first again, depending on what Inter does. And Inter is playing tomorrow. They play Calgary, so that should be a win for Inter. So it looks like, judging by the standings here, if no upsets. No, Inter should be first. This is your standings for tomorrow night. Inter will have 40. Napoli will be 39. Napoli. Okay, one second. Napoli. Empoli. They should beat them. So that's what they'll be tied with Milan for second, and Inter will be in first place by 1 point. So Inter with 40, Milan, Napoli with 39 each. That's what it should look like.
It's the tightest race in all of you.
Oh, what happened to Atlanta? I mean, they played tomorrow, but they have 2 games in hand. One of the games must have been postponed.
Mm-hmm.
And they play Verona, so they should win that game.
Yeah.
Just to keep pace.
You never know.
Yeah, well, they're at 34 points, so they'll have 37.
Well, they got nothing. And also.
Yeah. But I think for them, if they stay within the top 3, top 4, they'll be happy with that. They'll be happy because they made a big turnaround the last few years, right?
They did.
And they came from Serie A B.
It's not
Well, we got plenty of time for Italy, but we all know what they got to do. They got to bring in Balotelli.
Absolutely.
I think he's hearing it from everybody in Italy now.
Yeah.
Because I see, even the fans, commenting on that. Between him and Caputo too.
Yes. Caputo.
I guess if you had to pick one of the two, I'm probably going to go with Balotelli only because I don't know, maybe the power, strength, and maybe a little more experience.
To be honest, why can't could start scoring time? He can do that. You gotta go with the old school coach. Right now, all three him and Stefano, they're like in Turkey.
Right. Yeah, I don't know why he went to Turkey, but I guess he should have stayed in Italy.
Yeah. You know what? Got a better game playing in Turkey.
Yeah. Trying to see what else we got here. All right, let's do this. Let's give Johnson a little. He played a great game. Saved 2 penalty kicks today.
John.
And this guy here.
Yeah, I know.
You know this guy, right?
He used to be with
yeah, hold on. Let's do this. Hold on. Let's do this. Okay. Yep.
He was played with that.
Yeah, he played in Italy. He played in Italy?
Metro. I remember.
Yeah, but they mentioned Italy too before the Metro Stars. He was in Europe. He's from Venezuela. We know that, but
yeah, I'm not sure. I have to look.
Lazio maybe. No.
I don't.
He made his career playing for the Metro Stars, right? That was his biggest. Yeah.
I'll tell you.
But apparently, he's a good coach. You know, he came so close to winning a championship. But again, I like him. He's good. You know, good, but not.
He did play for the town.
Yeah, he did.
In 2000.
Serie B.
And the time called Neil
Okay.
2000. Then he used to play for Long Island.
Right, the Rough Riders, yeah. Yeah, but that was a semi-pro team, I believe.
He played 15 for Venezuela in 10.
Okay.
Venezuela has yet to qualify for the World Cup, but in 4 years they have a good shot. They can 16 for the top.
Yeah, well, Venezuela never really did anything with soccer. They're more of a baseball country, right?
Yeah, but
Surprised he didn't play baseball.
age 50.
How old is he?
50.
50.
Born in Caracas, Venezuela.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably grew up in the States. You know, because he has a long soccer career here.
Yeah, he grew up. Where else?
He probably came here when he was young. Oh, he played for New England also.
Oh, he played for Peru. In 2000, Serie B.
Serie B, right? Okay. Yeah. Perugia, okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's where he got his feet wet. That was in the beginning. And then he came here. He's a good soccer mind. You know, he knows his game. He knows the game. He's good. Just hasn't won a trophy yet. He was so close today.
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't. I like him, but not today. Not against my team. If he's gonna win against somebody else. I know one of my one of the coaches.
He was drafted by the Mets in the 9th round of the MLS inaugural season.
Yeah. I like the way the NASL back in the 80s did the shootout. It wasn't penalty kick; it was a shootout. You started, you dribbled. You actually were like from 35 yards out, and you dribbled in on the goalie, and then you had like 5 seconds to shoot.
Yeah. Well, MLS experimented a little bit.
You remember that back in the beginning? That was a while back. I like it. I think I like that better. It gives the keeper a little bit more of a chance to save it. Because he could come out, and you have 5 seconds to shoot. And there was a big clock there on the side there. So, All right, Vito. Well, we didn't get a chance in the beginning here. How's the real estate going?
Okay. And the pros, I got my course for time ending on, and I'll be at the main. Gotta get them some work to finish up.
Right.
So, once with my plan, I've been full New Year.
Okay. All right. Not bad. This show, I'm gonna send this one to the studio so they can upload it and just.
January at the Hill, they're doing the
At the Hilton. That's on South Avenue, right?
Yeah. The 10 year is good. One.
All right. Let me see if I can get this thing here going to the PKs, and we'll have the PK and the celebration in the background. This way that we'll get that before the show ends. We got to go at least to 58 minutes, and then yeah, because it's an hour show, so we have to do at least 58 minutes. Then I have to put the credits on in the beginning. They want to see the credits and all that. So we got 98 minutes here. Let me just go a little more. And then we'll go right to the PKs, and then that'll be the end of that. Next week is the women's. I know you're not high on that. You don't follow much of that, but the draft for the women's league. All right, we get to see what new up-and-coming stars are coming out of college. Oh, and speaking of the women's, and I know the reason why I hopped on today was for New York City, but the women's college championship. Do you know who won it? I mean, I've been posting it.
Yeah, no.
Take a guess.
I don't know.
Who?
Yeah.
No, college championship, NCAA.
Virginia?
No, Florida State out of all
Oh,
places. Out of all places, and they heat. I guess they look pretty good. They beat Rutgers in the semifinal. So, and congratulations to Rutgers also for making it to the semifinals. Women's college soccer. Boy, is it tough. Not easy. I think we got the penalty kicks coming up behind me after this quick commercial here. All right. So now that the MLS is over, I mean, the focus is really going to be on Serie A. I mean, Champions League is going on, right?
Yep.
What's going on? They're still.
16. They're going to do. That's going to do a favor.
Yeah, they're just going to do the draw now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they don't play until next year. Yeah, you know what? It doesn't even feel like it, but we're almost halfway through December.
John, tomorrow, 8 o'clock, TLC, 90.
Who is that?
It's a show.
Oh.
It's like a right.
Right.
Gotta watch.
Yeah. I'll see. Tomorrow night? What's tomorrow?
8 o'clock, Sunday.
Yeah.
8 p.m.
Well, what else we got going on? Other than MLS,
They have it on games before it all. They're gonna have a couple of practice, but nothing yet done.
yeah, I know they got one game for sure. Like
They haven't announced anything. Just announced the game against North Macedonia will be in Palermo.
oh,
And do you know who was born in Palermo?
no,
Mario Alto.
really?
Yeah. So that would be a fan.
Palermo, how's that stadium? It's not big, is it?
It's the
I mean, I would have thought they were playing like in Rome or something. You know, it's a big game. You know,
So it's gonna.
no offense to the Palermo, but still, you know.
In Palermo, Division 2.
Right. Well, they're in. You know,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable that You know, they were dead in Serie C. They were on the bottom.
Yeah.
Right, the first couple of weeks, and I thought we would keep them down there, but they're right behind us now, breathing right behind body. All right, we got the penalty kicks going in the background. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's the second. That's the overtime period. Okay, so let's see if we could fast forward this a little bit more.
Body and Palermo probably both the city.
Yeah. Yep. Like I said, you know, you don't want them because they always, if it comes down to playing them, just don't have a good history against them. You really don't. You know, it's been bad. So you can look it up. I read 102. You got to go to 120, and then PKs. By that time, we should be close to the end of the show. So let me just see if I can get it here. And then we'll be close to the end.
Don moved as the next start to What is your perspective, John?
The next two?
The next two start.
And where? Which league?
MLS.
Well, New York City's got a Brazilian player, 18 years old. He's the most expensive player on the team, 18.
Yeah, I know. But I'm talking about
Big names. Oh, coming in?
Yeah.
Look, we're all waiting for Ronaldo, Messi. You know, those are the two biggest ones. I think one of them has to be here, if not both.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, LA's always in the mix. The Galaxy, they always land the big names for whatever reason. New York City really hasn't gotten anybody big since in 7 years. What, Pirlo? Pirlo's not Pirlo is great for us because we know him, but he's not a world stage top name, you know. So we're waiting for
quality the world. I don't see coming to my way. If he don't, I think he'll probably
yeah. Well,
Ronaldo, how much longer give him in? I don't think he's going to be there.
Yeah, you know what? He hasn't been playing well lately, right?
It's time. MLS.
Yeah. What's his team doing in Manchester?
They all around the
Right. Right. Well, because they're in the group stage is really, it's weak. Let's see.
Well, if we're not pleased, MLS even big enough to come in.
Right. Well, they're going to have to not only pay him the top dollar that they get, and also the incentives, right? He was going to sign a deal with somebody, an Adidas or Nike or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're almost at PKs here. Let's see what happens with this here. And then
I'm sure you would host if he comes to MLS.
If he comes to MLS, we'll get him on the show without a doubt. I wanted to get Zlatan on the show, but he was too much of a big shot, you know. All right, and then we got the break in between the PKs, and then we'll have the PKs.
I'm 40.
Ronaldo, he could be here when he's 40. People will come out and see him.
I know.
They'll do it. Look at Zlatan, what he did his first game with LA. Scored a goal seconds after coming in. Took his shirt off, right? All right, they're getting ready for the penalty kicks here. Let's go forward here. I gotta get this thing going because. All right, we're getting ready for PKs.
I tell you, if Ronaldo comes to LA, Messi N1.
Yeah.
What a sellout they play each other.
I'm just gonna get out of the way here.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of the way. I'll be like this, yeah. until we get these. Let's get the PKs going. That's a beauty right there, right down the middle. Yeah, that's a good one. Now, we spoke about that earlier. When you save a PK, what a boost that gives your team. And then you save two. Blue Phone used to do that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great save. He just put his hand out there. Great technique. All the young goalkeepers out there, you watch that. That's how you stop a penalty. What a save. Put your hand out. Just put your hand right out there on the ground. Look at that. And I guess as a goalkeeper, that you want the ball on the ground. It's easy to stop it.
Yeah.
You got him talking to himself. And there's another. This is the bad one. This is I thought it was just a bad PK. Kind of like he let the goalie know. See, look at that. It was just a weak shot.
Mm-hmm.
Not good at all.
Yeah, stop.
But give the keeper credit. He stopped it.
Yeah. Remind me when Jordan took the penalty in New York, but he shot it the opposite.
Yeah, there it is. It was just a weak shot.
Coming to actually.
Yeah, I'd welcome him with open arms too. Why not?
There's a rule that he's coming in.
Well, that's the second save right there. Now you know. Look, when you make two straight saves as a goalkeeper, you're pumped.
Yeah.
Again, I don't agree with the jumping up and down because it kind of takes away a little bit of your direction. But he gets it done. Johnson gets it done. And look at this. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Two straight PK saves. Yeah. So they're pumped up. He's like on top of the world right now.
So, Peter's scoring 15-1.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many players are left from when he was here. I'm sure there are a couple. That was this guy. This guy is money. Morales, unbelievable. And this is the guy, the announcers, Tyler. He needs to really zip it because he said, "Oh, Morales is hurt. He's got to go out." Really? He scored a goal in the PKs. Guy's got to really zip his mouth a little bit, Talks too much. I hope he's watching this show one day. Maybe we'll get him on the show too, since he knows it all. This kid's good. This kid puts on a good PK.
Yeah,
he's a young. You could tell he's a baby. 18.
Tell you, some good players, superstar.
Nice. That was a nice shot by him. 2-1. Keeps Portland alive. Because if they miss that, they're in big trouble. The next goal, New York City wrapped it up. Yeah, he's good. He'll be around a long time. He's a good player. And, I didn't know until today also, New York City is the oldest team to ever play. Now, here's their money guy. You're talking about another Brazilian. And he's going to have to play on the Brazilian national team also. Look at this. He's the big money guy in New York City. You'll see him on the national team of Brazil real soon. And the Brazilians always come up with good players. Look at that. Oh, the keeper almost had that too. Yeah. He actually scored the game-winning goal last week in Philly in overtime. All right, he has to score here or it's over. What a goal. That's a beauty. What a shot. The first goal he gave up. Johnson. Second goal. Sorry. And now this is the one that puts it away for New York City. Yeah, that's a great goal. Right down the middle. Right down the middle. This is why I don't like when goalkeepers guess. Don't guess. Just wait. Watch the ball. I just don't agree with the guessing part of it. Why they train these keepers to guess. I like it. All right. And this is the guy also who scored the 5th goal against New England to win it. Same spot. And New York City are champions of the MLS. I don't know if that's saying much, but listen, someone has to be champion. Might as well be your team. And there you go, celebration. I gotta tell you, it was great.
Well, they'll have money, so maybe they
Right.
invest on a good.
Right, they'll have money from this, and hopefully they do some damage in the Champions League and get more money out of that, you know? Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was great seeing them win this. And you know what, Vito? Now that we're on this, when was the last New York team to win a championship?
Cosmo.
No, in any sport. We know the
It was-
Cosmos in 84. The Yankees went 2000,
Yeah, it had these science.
2009. So 2009 was the last championship, and you could see the coach emotional right there. I mean, it means everything to him. His first real professional trophy. You know, they did have a couple players out for the season with ACL injuries too, in this game. So you had the Yankees. So that's funny because you had the Yankees, which was the last champion, right, in
Yeah.
sport for New York, and New York City. Both teams playing the same stadium.
Yeah.
So you think it rubbed off on New York City?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to keep the trophies together in the Yankee Stadium? All right, Vito. I mean, all right. Let me get back to my spot here. I mean, it was great. Like I said, we only got about another minute to go because I got to edit and add some stuff in. Any last words, Vito, before we sign off here?
Basically, whatever you get Messi to New York.
Hey, listen. You know, you get him, and the first thing that's going to happen is ticket sales are going to go through the roof.
Yeah.
That's number one. Okay, and then you're going to add quality, of course.
Then you get all right. And
So you'd rather see Messi in New York and Ronaldo on the West Coast somewhere?
it's going to be the movies.
Yeah. Messi's more quiet, right? Mellow. Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Vito, thank you again for hopping on. Yeah. Thank you for hopping on, and we'll talk soon. All right, Vito?
If I don't see
You got it. Ciao, ciao. Thank you, everybody, for watching. See you guys soon. Ciao.